Good afternoon, everyone. This is Alvin Cooper coming to you live with the news you can use. Well, nation, New England, it's been about a month, and we've had a lot to talk about. So we're going to stay focused, and we're going to get right to it. Our roving reporter, Greg, is not with us. He's returning from Rio. Don't know when that will be. But I'm very fortunate to have our co-host, Miss Patriota Fenway. Patriota?
Hey. How y'all doing?
How are you, Patriota?
I'm good, Al. I'm good. I am loving the influence, yes.
We're going to get right into it, but I
Okay.
want to compliment you on your...
You like it?
I am speechless.
Well, I went to Kiki's. I got shout out to Kiki on Washington Street. Hey, Kiki. So I walked in and I said, look, girl, I have to go out to Brazil and I needs me. I'm going to give you just one word. So she was like, well, what's the word? Ipanema.
Well, you are giving me the girl from Ipanema.
That's right.
So let's just get started. I mean, Patriota, you were here when we did the Republican convention.
Yes.
How did you feel about the DNC?
I don't have much to say about the DNC. At first I thought it was a purse. I was about to run out to rent them and grab one, but they was like, "No, girl, it's not a purse." So I was like, "All right."
Well, when I say DNC, I'm talking about the Democratic National Convention, Hillary Clinton.
Oh, Hill. All right.
Hill.
All right. Well, you gotta speak, though. Talk. Hillary, I'm good with Hill. Hill is good stuff. She's good. She's good stuff. But I don't have much to say about Hill. I think that they are just going round and round, and they need to just get it together. Hill, just keep your strong pantsuit on, girl.
Okay. So, you know what? Remember, get out there and vote for Hillary Rodham Clinton. Here at the News You Can Use, we support Hillary. So, you know what? Let's get into her competitor, Trump. Okay?
Ooh,
he has said some inflammatory comments over the last several weeks, and I don't know, let's take them one by one.
Okay, let's start.
How about President Obama creating ISIS?
I was shocked. I had to call up all the girls and be like, bitch, y'all didn't tell me Obama created ISIS? Because, ISIS went a long way on RuPaul's Drag Queen.
ISIS as far as the radical Muslim terrorist group.
Oh, I thought y'all was talking about ISIS. ISIS from Brooklyn. Oh.
Ooh, Patriota, I do appreciate you. Yes. No, you know what? Can I just mention one thing?
Yes.
That Donald Trump, the Republican presidential nominee, was on stage with 5 children from 3 different babies. Mama.
Right. 3 different. But y'all talking about us. 3.
Right. Okay.
Tres.
I don't know.
Right.
Last week, the Republican National Convention, let me just cut to it. Last week, Donald Trump told African Americans an outreach to African Americans that, how did he put it? Your schools suck. 58% of your youth are unemployed. You ain't got no jobs. So what the hell do you have to lose? What do you say about that?
I got a problem with all that, but I got to say to all my black people out there, he is a prime example of how far we still got to get it together. We got to support each other. We got to stop hanging out in the streets. We got to stop going and looking for other people's EBT cards. We got to stop trying to go and give $50 for $100 on food stamps. We got to rise up. That girl, what's her name? I rise up. Yeah, you got to rise up.
Well, how do you know what? I am so glad you said this. So we have nothing to lose. Are you thinking about supporting Trump?
No. Are you crazy?
All right, I'm just saying, I haven't met any black person, African American, Latino American that's looking to support him. I could be wrong. Contact us here at the News You Can Use, and we'll post your comments. You know what? Let's get to the fun part, because I can see you're I'm knocking stuff. I can see your influence from Rio de Janeiro. Yes, let's talk about the last 17 days of the Olympics.
Yes, honey, let's get to it.
2 words. 3 words. Fabulous. I'm thrilled.
Fabulous. It was It was drama and conflama in Rio. It was USA. You have come to save the day. It was black girls and black boys and light-skinned Latinos and white girls from Massachusetts. It was white boys diving in and out of the water. It was just everything. It gave me so much life. I could have died twice.
How do you feel about Gabby Douglas and the Final Five?
I don't agree with the title Final Five, because, Simone, she's coming back. The girl is coming back. Gabby is my girl. I did tell her before she left, she was going to be careful. I said, now, you can go natural or wear a wig, but they're going to have something to say, girl. And she decided to go natural, and everybody was talking about her edges. And, I got a problem with that. Because these bitches that was talking about her edges either sitting on the couch watching her.
Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
You
watching her.
Speak that truth.
You watching her.
On the Olympics. She's an Olympic athlete. Olympic. All around. I'm going to say London 2012. I'm done.
That's it. 2 words.
Okay. Done. What about Miss Simone?
Simone, she's so sweet. She is so sweet. And, thank God that, her mama gave her up and she was with her, her paternal grandparents?
Her grandparents. Just leave it at grandparents.
Her mama's mad. I did have a chance to talk to her mother on the phone. They did let me talk to her mother on the phone.
Did they?
Yes. And, it was a payphone because she was busy. But, I ain't judging. That's your business, girl. But she was mad that she couldn't make it. Yeah.
I'm going to slide this in for you, Patriota.
What a gentleman.
Yes.
What a gentleman. Hey.
Why don't you go ahead and take a sip? Because
Okay.
you're going to need this sip after I mention this name. 2 words. Usain Bolt.
I just can't with him. I just had enough of Usain Bolt and the lightning bolt and the electricity bolt. I just had enough of Usain.
Well,
He won. Praise the Lord. Go sit down somewhere.
Was it AC or DC current?
I'm sorry?
Electricity.
Oh, I think it was 220.
Well, okay for Europe. Look, can we get on swimming and diving?
Swimming.
And let's get to the aquatics.
The aquatics.
What do you want to start with first? Swimming or diving?
Let's start with diving.
Oh, diving.
Yes.
Fabulous event. You have spring diving. You have platform diving. We did a wonderful, wonderful job. How do you feel about diving?
It was awesome. The diving was awesome. The girls was cut. They was shaved. They was chiseled. They was going in. They was doing it. But, I had to call my girl Tom Daly. You got to reel her in every once in a while. Because
Now, you're talking about Tom Daly, the Great Britain.
Great Britain time. In the streets, we call her Tiki. But, hey, Great Britain, the Olympics, girl, I ain't gonna put you out like that, but it's Tom. Mm-hmm. She had a hard, semifinals, and she didn't make it to the finals, child. Like that commentator said, ooh, I think her Olympic dreams was crushed.
Well, Tom did have a very challenging final diving event. But you know what? Keep hope alive.
Keep it alive.
Keep it.
You better sashay time. This ain't your last time, girl.
How about swimming? We got Michael Phelps. We got Ryan Lochte. We got everybody. Who do you want to... Katie Ledecky?
Katie Ledecky. She's, I thought she was Kenneth Ledecky. But, after all the other stuff, I was like, oh, she is a girl. Because I was about to say, all right for the trans girls coming in strong. But she's all girl, so,
She is all girl.
Yeah.
And she's 19, and, they called her Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
Nobody could be compared to the Latina Linda Carter, but, she all right.
Not
she could
many
be that
people know
blonde.
she was Mexican.
Yes. Katie Ledecky could be that imitation Wonder Woman that Kathy Lee played.
You mean the 1971 in the 70s, the first one?
Yeah, child. I'm so glad they changed it. But, hey.
Oh, we'll move on. Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps. I'm just pleased that him and Boomer and his baby mama, that he got all his medals. I'm just pleased. I had enough of him and that old wide mouth he got and them big old teeth, I'm glad he can retire. You can go. Now you can go and you can hit that blunt, do whatever you want to do in the privacy of your own home, and you don't have to worry about it. So,
Well, you know, he did have a hard road to climb.
yes, he did. It was a hard road. You know, they all claim they got hard roads.
Hard road.
Yeah.
It brings me to Ryan Lochte. Take a sip.
Yeah, let me take a sip before you
Ryan
talk about
Lochte.
that girl, because
Now, you do know Ryan is straight.
straight to what?
He's straight.
Okay.
How do you feel about Ryan Lochte and that whole, I mean, just really bringing down Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, the country of Brazil? You know, Brazil had to overcome quite a bit. They were worried about the favelas. They were worried about, robbing and stealing. They were worried about sewage in the water. You know, they were worried about getting the Olympics on time. How do you feel about Ryan Lochte?
Well, I think Ryan is just the ultimate douchebag. He's a dumb ass. Just dumb ass. You know, they should have known. I don't know why they sent him. They should have known he was off before he even got to Rio. But, you know, that's Ryan. He's a frat boy. You know. Did you see his interview?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. He took full responsibility
For something.
for his immaturity and his alcoholism.
Right.
Now, I don't know about you, Patriota, but at 32, we don't have time to be immature.
No, ain't no immature. What you talking about? He also said, well, he apologized for his shenanigans. You know, Al, we both go way back.
We go, baby.
Shenanigans is running down the street naked. You know, somebody dared you to run down the street.
That's very true.
You know, shenanigans is holding a firecracker in your hand and trying to light it and throw it before the shit pops on you. That's shenanigans.
Somebody taking your clothes out of the dorm room shower and you have to run through the hallway naked.
That's shenanigans. Having to perform without your broad support, that's shenanigans.
That's shenanigans.
Yes.
Free balling is shenanigans.
Posting with one, you know, just playing and going out on stage with one pasty. That's shenanigans.
That is shenanigans.
That's shenanigans.
One pasty is only going to get you half
Half.
of what you deserve.
May not even get you.
Well, you know
one.
what? We shouldn't even call it shenanigans. Is
What?
it shenanigans or is it Ryan foolery?
It's foolery. Ryan foolery, Ryan fuckery, anything you want to call it, that's what it is.
You know, Patriota, this is a family show.
Well, I'm sorry. Sorry, kids.
Well, how do you feel about Al Roker?
You know, Miss Al, I got a whole new respect for Miss Al. Miss Al went in. She went in like Big Mama's house. She went in. She forgot where she was, child. She was arguing with Billy Bush, and Billy was like, girl, relax. I'm talking just like you talking. Every time Billy said something, what'd she say?
Lies.
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 She kept leaning.
Lies.
Lies.
And stirring the drink.
Stirring her drink. I say, yes, bitch. She stirred that drink. I was like, all right.
She did stir. But you know what? Ching ching. Let's drink to that. Pros.
Yes. Miss Roka, when you stirred that drink, that let the whole world know you meant business.
Business.
Yes. You wasn't having it.
So let's just quickly wrap up. The DNC, vote for Hillary.
Vote for Hillary, y'all. Please, somebody vote for Hillary. Get Donald off the stage. And I know somebody's out there paying Donald to be a jackass. And when I find out who that person is, you know what? I'm running for president in the next 4-5 years.
It's probably the Koch brothers.
Right.
Just saying. Donald Trump.
Yeah, Donald Trump. Trump is right.
The Olympics, hey, 121 gold, 121 medals.
Yes.
Little Miss Simone carried the flags.
She did.
Gotta love her.
She carried the USA, honey.
She did carry it.
She carried it.
And look, hey, hopefully we'll be back with our roving reporter Greg if I can ever get him back from Rio. Brazil. Get him back from Rio de Janeiro. It'll be wonderful. And do you have anything to say before we leave?
No, it's been wonderful. Brazil has been wonderful. I was so glad I had a chance to go. I do have one thing to say though. They lied. The internet lied. NBC lied. They all lied because I didn't see Leslie Jones. They said they flew that bitch out there, but I didn't see her. She didn't say nothing to nobody.
She sure did.
She had no appearances.
She sure did.
But y'all let that what's that little actor? Zac Efron.
Zac Efron.
He flew down there and showed up and showed out.
We love you, Leslie.
That's all right, Leslie. I got something for him, girl.
Now, Patriota, before we go on our last closing seconds, did you want a samba?
No, I'm just dressing the part. I don't know how to do all that, and I ain't trying to. No.
Well, one more time. Can we do it one more time? Brazil, Brazil. This is Alvin Cooper with Patriotic Fenway, and we're out.